Hi there, this is Dara here from Nurture, and in this tutorial I'm quickly going to go through everything you need to know about assigning to students, everything to do with due dates and scheduling your assessments. So with this, now this is different on Canvas as well, by the way. So if you are using Nurture on Canvas, all of that is handled directly in Canvas itself. Now we do give you that you can set the due date in Nurture, but essentially that works slightly differently. So I would recommend, if you're using Canvas, check out our tutorial specifically on creating tasks in Canvas, okay? But if you're using Nurture on Teams, this is how it all works. So by default, this will be set to assign to all of your students, okay? So this is pulling in your class list directly from whatever team you've installed Nurture onto. So any members of a team, we will recognize those as students in Nurture, and by default, all tasks will assign to all students. But if you want to assign it to specific students, you can do that by just clicking the little X button on all students. So to show you what I mean by that, I could just click this X here, and then I could just select individual students that I want to assign it to. Let's say I wanted to assign to just those 4, and I'm happy with that. It will only go to those 4, okay? For the due date, so this is the date that it's due for students, okay? So in this case, I think by default it sets this to, I think, a week in advance, but you can change this to whatever date you like. Let's say you want it a little bit closer. I'll set it to this date here. And the time then is obviously whatever time the due date is, okay? Now, one thing to note is we don't actually stop students from submitting after that due date, okay? We don't have that setting in Nurture purposefully. We don't want to block students from submitting it late. Once again, we want to give students every opportunity to submit if they want. I know that means if they miss a due date, then they have missed it. But in Nurture, if they submit it after the due date, we do dock them engagement score points. So there's Nurture engagement score points on all tasks for students. And in order for them to get the maximum amount of engagement points on a task, they do need to submit it before the due date, okay? So that's the due date in there. And I'm going to cover engagement score in another tutorial as well in a little bit more depth. Final setting I want to cover in this tutorial is scheduling. So if I want to schedule this to go a little bit later, so today is actually the 17th of July, but let's say I want this to go out to students in a few hours time and not right now, which is about 4 p.m. I can set it to go out on today at 6 o'clock, okay? Or I can set it to go out on Monday, for instance, if I prefer to go out on Monday. And that means that it's just queued and ready to go out to your students. And once that time hits, that will send out into your teams. Your students should get notified about it in Teams, and that's everything you need to know there. So that is it for assigning, due dates, and scheduling. And in the last tutorial on creating tasks on Nurture, I'm just going to cover saving tasks as drafts. If you have any questions about any of this, please feel free to reach out, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.